Hello and welcome to Fight with Honor. I'm your host, Honor Valencia, and today we'll be talking to Sabina Mazo. She's a flyweight in the UFC, and we talked about her coming to America from Colombia for her fighting career. We also got into what she probably would be doing if she wasn't fighting, what her choices were when she was studying, and what she was looking to get into. That was very interesting to talk to her about that. We also got into who and how she got into fighting, what it's like for her to cut weight, and I was really impressed with her mindset, especially for a 22-year-old. She was very mature. She was very sure of what she wanted and what she was saying, and that was really impressive. She also got into what it feels like after her fights, the emotions that she goes through, and I was really surprised to hear what she had to say. So I'm hoping you guys are going to enjoy the conversation as well. But first, I would like to thank our sponsors, CBD Spectra. They offer amazing CBD patches with 96 hours of relief, 60 milligrams of CBD, organic ingredients, essential oils, third-party tested, and the patches are waterproof, which is a big plus. Make sure to check them out on Instagram at CBD Spectra or visit www.spectra.com. That's SPECKTRA.com. And use discount code HONOR15 to get 15% off your purchases. We are also brought to you by Plantronics, offering high-quality headphones and earbuds. I actually use them when I'm working out, and I love them. They're very well made, they're comfortable. I use the Backbeat Fit 3100s. They're sweat-proof and waterproof, and that's great right now because I'm on my cardio kick, doing tons of cardio, and I've gone through so many headphones before that just stopped working. I've had these for a while now and they're still working great, easy to connect as soon as I get to the gym, so I really recommend you check them out on Instagram at Plantronics or go to www.plantronics.com. All right, here we go. Here's Sabina Mazo. So what's going on?
Pretty good. Training, recovering, and but everything is great.
So you train every day, or how many days a week are you training?
Every single day, especially before a fight. Even Sundays, I try to do something. If I don't have a fight coming up, I just Sundays. I like to do recovery stuff, or just a walk, or kind of sleep. Depends on how my body feels like.
And recovery, when you have a recovery day, what do you usually do during a recovery day?
So more like mobility stuff. So
okay.
Stretches, say a yoga, or let's say if a muscle is hurting, kind of do some therapy to it, or even icing. It all depends on on the injury. But yeah,
that's true. Do you have a fight coming up soon, or are you just in between training camps right now?
I don't have a fight coming up. I'm
No.
Still waiting on whatever they call me.
Is there like a time frame that you prefer fighting, every 3 months, every 4 months, or every 5 months, anything like that?
It really depends on the body, how you're feeling, but I don't have a time frame. I just want to train for now, kind of focus to get better, and then kind of
yeah. I guess it does depend on how much recovery you need in between fights.
Yeah.
And we had talked about weight cutting before. How's the process of weight cutting for you?
So I do work with a nutritionist.
Okay.
She does my nutrition for months before a fight.
Okay.
I try always to keep lighter in weight, but I'm just a big girl and gain weight.
Yeah.
But I do try to lose the most with nutrition, with months of work. And of course, I dehydrate. I cut the rest of my pounds during the week of the fight. And,
during the last week of the fight?
Yeah, the last week of the fight and the day of the weightings, I lose the few pounds I have left.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it is a process. I mean, it's pretty hard to, every fighter knows how difficult it is to dehydrate and to pass the body through that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard before that the weight cutting for fighters is especially more difficult for women. Is that something?
People say that. I don't really know because I don't know. I think it does affect the hormones for sure. What I've seen in my body, the hormones for sure affects a lot. Depends if, for example, if you have your period or you don't. So it is kind of different, the guys from the women. But I feel like, yeah, compared to my teammates, it's harder for me to lose weight. I lose weight slower, and
Yeah, I've heard other female fighters mention the same thing, that it's harder for them to drop the pounds.
yeah, definitely,
Hmm.
definitely is something. Yeah.
So before you have a fight coming up, how far out do you start to really clean up your diet?
I mean, I try to keep it very clean, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I like food, but yeah, I mean, but I'm not a type of person that you're gonna see here like pizza or junk food. No, if you see, like, I like to eat, I like good food, but I enjoy it. So like cleaning is just like reducing the amount of how much I'm eating, basically. Yeah, 3 months or four, even right now, I a week after the fight, I kind of enjoy a little bit of food. I went out to eat with my family, but right now I'm already like, eating already like at home and having my meals done here. So it's a process because I'm pretty big for the division. I do try to keep it low.
Yeah. Um, when you do want to eat some food, some really good food, what do you usually go for? What's your go-to food?
Well, to be honest, it really depends, but I'm always down for. But this is not terrible food. Of Mediterranean food.
Huh.
Sorry, is my favorite. Like I really enjoy every Mediterranean Turkish food. Feel like I have something in my blood that maybe, I don't know, family from there, but I just love it. I just love it.
Really?
So I
Turkish
eat
food.
a lot, to be honest. I eat a lot of, I try to find good places that have good food, like that kind of food.
Yeah. You're in Huntington Beach, right?
Yes.
Because I've been in Japan now for 10 years, and the one thing that I crave the most now is Mexican food because we just don't have it here.
You don't have it, yeah.
No, I mean there's a couple, but it's not Mexican, real Mexican food. And I was born in Mexico, and so every day was my mom was home cooking and everything. So that's something I really miss
Yeah.
is there's some
California has
homemade.
a lot.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Every time we go back to the States to visit, and we're in California, we're always eating Mexican food, or once we get to my mom's house,
For sure,
that's
yeah,
it.
'cause they have a lot here.
But I mean, Japan has amazing food.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, yeah, they have really good, fresh, good food, but it's it's the portions are really small,
Hmm.
and I love to eat also,
Yeah.
so it usually doesn't fill me up, and it's pretty expensive if you want good quality food.
Oh,
It's
I bet.
it's yeah, it's really expensive, especially beef over here.
Beef, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I kind of eat everything, to be honest with you, and I kind of accommodate to anything I have. I understand it could be hard, like in those countries, to find good amount, or let's say like in a cheaper price.
how long have you been in Huntington Beach?
It's been 4 years now.
4
And
years.
yeah, January 1st, I came here like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. And before that, where were you?
I lived in Colombia.
In Colombia.
Yeah,
How
from
was
Medellin.
the what's that?
Medellin is the name of the city.
Ah, okay. How was the transition for you from going from Colombia to California?
Uh, well, to be honest, I was in a pursuit of my dream. I was trying to chase my goal, so
Mm,
it was not a hard transition. To be honest,
yeah.
pretty natural, and like felt like I really had a purpose to be here. So I didn't feel the difference until the day I don't feel. I feel like it was meant to be.
Was it so it sounds like it was a really easy choice for you to decide to come to the States, but how long was the process from the day you wanted to do it to when it finally uh, realized it?
Well, it took me 6 months because
Oh,
I
okay.
I, I finished school, and then I took 6 months to decide what to do. And like in those 6 months was when I'm gonna apply for a college here and move there and see how it goes. So like, I mean, it took me less than 6 months, but it was those 6 months that I took the decision, and like finally came, you know.
Mm. So you went to school in the States also?
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
college. To college.
Still now?
I haven't finished, but
Okay.
I'm gonna finish hopefully in the next semester because I
Wow.
didn't register this one, so.
Wow. So you're fighting and it's basically going to school. I
Yeah,
mean, you're not enlisted now, but wow.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that pretty tough to juggle, or growing up in Colombia, you probably had to do a lot of different things as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always compare like people like fighters that have family, kids. You know, I think that's even harder.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
that's
go to
true.
school and you just have a couple hours there and that's it. So I don't think it's a challenge, but also I don't, not that I don't take it serious, but I feel like college is just extra knowledge for me. I don't want to. My career is this. My career is fighting. So for me, it's not definitely not a thing like I have to study because I need a degree. Definitely
Yeah.
not. I'm really doing it because I enjoy studying other stuff.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's great. What are you studying?
Biology.
Biology.
Very different from fighting. I know. Very very different.
That's awesome though.
Yeah. I like
Wow.
it a lot.
Is that something you're hoping to, once you're fulfilled all your dreams and everything in fighting, and you can set that aside, is biology something you would like to have for your future to work in, or?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me like what I want to do after fighting. I don't really know how long we live in, to be honest. I don't know
Yeah.
how long I'm gonna be fighting. I really enjoy biology. I really liked it. I remember in school, I always was. They had a lot of programs in Colombia, like with nature and the biology part, and I always was there. You know, I was always kind of the leader in those kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, yeah, I see myself definitely. Even before fighting, I wanted to study medicine. That was like my decision. Should I stay in Colombia and study medicine, or I go to the States and fight? And I chose this, but medicine was like my other option.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you ever plan to maybe try to go back and study medicine, or you
I
think
never
your life will
even
be?
tried it. I never
Yeah.
like studied medicine.
Oh, okay.
But I do feel it's a career like it's gonna take a lot of time. And I don't know how it works here, but in Colombia, like you had to go to the hospitals and do like a practice kind of stuff from early part of the semester. So if I couldn't go to train because I was gonna be in a hospital, that was not gonna be an option for me. You know,
Oh,
so
okay.
for me it was
Yeah.
like okay, in this career I do have to, I do have to choose what I want. You know, it's not gonna be like, yeah, it's not gonna be like, I'm gonna just study medicine and that's it. No, because it requires time.
Yeah, it's the same here in the States. You have to go into the hospitals and do all the same things here. So yeah, it really takes a lot of time, because I mean, yeah, being a doctor, that takes
Exactly.
a
I
lot of
mean, I'm
practice.
not saying that biology and the other careers are not, but like it's different. You know, my time in the lab, I can kind of choose. My time in the lab. I don't have to be, unless I have a work. But I told you it's not my goal to be working right now with anything related to different from MMA.
So what age did you start fighting or training for fighting?
I was 15, almost turning 16.
Oh,
That's when I,
really?
yeah, that's when I started not long ago. Well, I'm 20,
20. You're
so
22 now.
22 now, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's
So
it's
yeah,
not
it was
very
not a
long.
lot, not a lot. But yeah, I was that age, and I just loved it since the first moment, and never stopped training since I tried it.
Huh. What got you into the gym? What got you into training for fighting?
So I always train like in a normal gym, like let's say a LA Fitness and those kind of to lift weight. And there was this coach that there was like a boxing class or MMA class or whatever class. And I tried it once. I was like, God, this is cool. But like I kept my life going, you know. I didn't really love it, but it was the first contact I had with it, you know. And then my trainer, my regular trainer, he was a very nice guy. He always took me to try different sports, you know. We tried different things. And one I remember it was like a Sunday. He tells me, hey, there's a new gym around. They opened and they do like boxing and jiu-jitsu. Do you want to go and try it out? I was like, yeah, I mean, let's go. I'm down for that. And yeah, we went there, we tried the class, and I stayed. Next day I was in the morning at that gym, and yeah. So thanks to
That
him,
was
to
it.
be honest. Thanks to him, and he was a very, very good friend of mine, my trainer and good friend of mine. And like 2 years after I started training more, I was not competing yet, but like 2 years something, he got in a motorcycle accident. He
Oh
died.
wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, he died. But I think he will be very happy, you know, for
Oh, definitely,
you know,
definitely.
because I mean, if it wasn't for him, of course, it could happen many stuff. Maybe I'll be training for other reason, but
Yeah,
he was the one who actually called me and took me to the gym, you know. So
yeah. He got you into that
yeah,
first class, right?
yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's yeah. I'm sure he would definitely be proud. I mean, you know, you started in Colombia, now you're in California and in the
definitely,
UFC.
yeah. He's part of the journey, you know. Be grateful. And to be honest, I think I never told this story because I mean everyone asks where do you start? And I started, you know. But he was really the first person that took me to this world, you know. And I always be grateful with him, you know. Be grateful with what he did.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that. You know, you said you hadn't mentioned that before, but really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah.
That's it's always amazing, you know, when you can look back and people that are, you know, still here with us or have already passed and how they have influenced our lives. Um, I think I mentioned before that, you know, I have a lupus, an autoimmune disease, and when I was first diagnosed, uh, my mother has rheumatoid arthritis
Yeah.
and really bad rheumatoid arthritis, and her doctor that she went to for many years, you know, we became friends just because we saw her so frequently. And then I owned a landscaping company, and she became one of my clients. And when I was diagnosed with lupus, they told me you have to see this doctor, but there's a 3 month waiting list. And but I was really sick. So they said, you know, we're not sure what you're going to do. And they told me the doctor's name. And I said, well, can you call her and tell her who it's for?
Uh-huh.
And the doctor's like, well, it doesn't matter. There's a 3 month waiting list. And
Yeah.
they called her and they told her, oh, this is for, you know, such and such. And she's like, yeah, I'll see him tomorrow morning. And
Wow.
that saved my life. I mean, I
Wow.
was,
That
yeah,
is
the doctors, yeah, when I got there, she said, your body's basically a time bomb. You could have died at any second.
wow. Let's see.
And yeah, she passed away from cancer not too long ago.
Okay.
And you know, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would be at right now. And
It is little
unfortunately,
angels. Little
yeah,
angels that people that God like brings us, you know. And I feel like you can be a purpose. You can be that angel to other people. I'm
yes,
a true
yes,
believer, and I feel like I don't believe on fame. I don't like that stuff. But I do
yeah,
feel like getting more exposure and getting all that stuff put eyes of the people on you, and like I feel you can give a good message to the people. You can kind of help people without really knowing that you're helping them, but you can actually be changing their lives.
yes, yeah. That's exactly what I'm trying to do with this podcast and having you on and other guests that come on and share any things in their lives that they've had to overcome.
Yeah.
So how about any other obstacles in your life that you've had to overcome? Any hardship or anything like that, either back in Colombia or here in the States?
I mean, I feel fighting is it's a really emotional game, you know, and because I don't know, for me, I feel like everyone has a different perspective about suffering. Everyone has a different perspective of something. For me, leaving Colombia and leaving my family was Not that hard, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I speak with them every single day, my family, and thank God, we have phones, and it's easy communicating with other
Yeah.
people. But yeah, for me it was not that hard, that decision when I
Mm.
took it. Was not really that hard. So it's more like the day by day. You struggle with your own mind. You struggle,
Yes.
with the problems that everyone has. It's not, even money, let's say, or even fighting with family members. I feel
Yeah.
that those are the small battles that change everything at the end of the day.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, and I can relate to moving away from your family, even though I did it when I was older. But coming to Japan, I have no family here. My immediate family, and I thought it was going to be a lot harder, and it kind of was saying goodbye. But once I got on the airplane and I got here, and life gets so busy, you don't forget, but you just get so busy in what you're doing. And like you said, we can talk to them almost every day.
Yeah, for sure. And
So,
one of the things I feel like you were saying, keeping busy. I feel like everything you do in life, it should be with a purpose,
yes,
and not just go around life like walking without sense, because I feel that's when the struggle comes, because you don't
yes,
really know where you're walking. You don't
yep.
even know why you're doing some stuff. And it's normal to have those times too, but I feel like it really makes it easier to walk around with a purpose, to, for example, make decisions to move to another country with something in mind. I want this, so how can I achieve it? Put yourself some goals. I feel that really helps a lot to live life.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, I really agree with that. And I think something that people do is they'll set one goal, and it's a long-term goal, but once they achieve it, they don't have another plan after that.
Yeah.
So you got to keep, setting new goals and trying to reach new things in life, or else, because once you just reach that goal, then what do you do? Then it's really
For,
easy to just get lost.
for sure. And
Yeah.
I kind of relate a lot what you're saying with a feeling I have. Other thing I never told no one, that every time after a fight, it's not, I don't like to call it depression, because I don't really know, and I respect a lot of people that has passed through that, because I don't really know if it's that, but I feel it's a weird feeling, even
Hmm.
after victories. I don't feel well after a fight. Like
Really, even
not
after
that
a
I don't
victory.
feel well. It's a weird feeling. It's like I'm not satisfied. So it makes me work harder, but at the same time is it's like a emptiness kind of feeling, you know. So
Huh.
yeah, it's kind of weird, but after a fight, that always happens, and that makes me work harder, but at the same time, it's a feeling, like you say, you cannot set just one goal and that's it. Life goes on, and yeah, it's the everyday goal thing that's gonna make the difference.
Wow, that's even after a victory, you is it because your professional record is 8-1, correct?
Yeah.
So you've experienced victory so many more times, and
Yeah.
that one loss, was it the same feeling with the victories, or was it a different feeling with the
Uh,
loss?
with the last, um, it was kind of the same. It did give me a lot of motivation to even work harder in aspects that I didn't saw I had to. But when I lost, I had personal stuff going on that kind of solved after that loss. So I felt very good, to be honest with you. I felt
Really?
very good. I feel very good that time, when not because of the idea I lost the fight, but because I solved a lot of problems I had in my life in that moment. So yeah, I kind of, like I told you, it's a really emotional
Like a
game.
roller
So,
coaster. Yeah.
yeah, and for me, every fight is like I close a chapter of my life. That's why I
Yeah.
always say you're gonna see a new version of myself, a better version of myself every time I fight, because every time I fight, I try to be a better person. That's it. The Sabina everyone saw 2 weeks ago or something, it's gone. I
She's
closed it in
gone.
the fight. and
Yeah.
trying to work as a fighter and as a person.
That's so how do you think you're able to think this way, especially at 22? Most people at 22. I know when I was 22, I definitely wasn't thinking this way.
Yeah.
What do you think made you to be able to think like this?
I don't know. A lot of people tell me that I'm mature to be 22, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel it's life experiences, and maybe it's a lot of stuff. Maybe the country I was born, family, how they raised me, even the sister. I have an older sister. She taught me a lot. Also, it's a mixture of a lot of stuff. I feel like it's not only one thing. I feel like it's just a mixture of a bunch of stuff that kind of makes a difference. But and fighting, like I told you, I feel like martial arts give a lot of knowledge to everyone, and I recommend to do that to everyone. Not even competing. If you don't want to compete,
Yes.
fine. But definitely, like martial arts just show you. I mean, it's a different thing. It's you learn from yourself like a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing, especially being here in Japan. My oldest son, he does Kyokushin karate,
Yeah.
and that really teaches them discipline and how to defend yourself. But once you know that, you almost don't even want to use it.
Yeah.
You know, I hear a lot of people say like people that really know how to fight almost never fight.
Yeah. True.
So it's mostly just to build self-confidence and to know that you can defend yourself if something really happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true. Siblings really can teach us a lot. I have 5 older brothers,
Nice.
and I learned a lot from them. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, when I was younger, I kind of took a lot of not the bad, not like they did bad things, but I kind of went more towards the um, taking like having fun and things like that instead of the hard work ethic
Oh.
and being responsible. That really didn't kick in until I got older.
Mhm.
That I started really realizing like, wow, I was getting the wrong, I was
Wrong
taking in the
direct.
wrong kind of energy from them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but now I really appreciate all the things that I've learned from them. When I was growing up.
For sure. For sure.
You have just one older sister?
Yeah, only one. It's 5 years older than me.
5 years.
Yeah, but we're very
We're
different. Very, very different. Yeah.
yeah, we're six brothers, and we're
Wow.
10 years difference from oldest to youngest.
Wow.
Yeah,
That must
so
be crazy.
yeah, it was definitely fun growing up, that's for
For
sure.
sure.
So how did you end up at King's MMA? How did you choose the gym?
So, my coach from Colombia used to train with Master Rafael in Brazil in the times of the Shoot the Box.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so he kind of told me, hey, this is one of the best gyms, and I mean, it kind of adapts to your style. And I didn't thought twice. I was like, okay, let's go there and let's try. Maybe Brazil or here, but I kind of knew English, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
let's go there.
Oh, so you were thinking about either going to Brazil or to the
Yeah,
States.
or to the States. But also Master was here, so I was like, let's just go to the legend. So yeah.
Any plans to go back to visit Colombia?
Well, not yet. My mom. I mean, I'm going to Miami visit my sister lives there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no plans to Colombia right now. I mean, I love my country and I love going
Yes, of
there.
course.
But I don't know, in this moment of my life, I don't feel like I need to be there in this moment. Yeah.
Well, you got a lot going on, and especially for fighting, you
Yeah.
always got to be training and learning new
Exactly.
things, and
Exactly. Yeah. So no,
it might be hard to control your diet too over there with
yeah,
all the home
I have
cooking
to.
and everything.
But for some reason, every time I go there, I eat way more and I don't gain weight. Don't ask me why. I think it's the food. They
Oh,
have
really?
something, but I don't. It's weird. I eat way more and like I don't gain weight. So yeah, it's not about that.
Yeah, for me, every time I go back to the States, we usually go 2 or 3 weeks each time.
Yeah.
I'll come back easy 5, 6 pounds heavier, but I'm still going to the gym when I'm in the States, at least 5 times a week.
Yeah, and you still, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's something in the food here, to be honest with you, because it's weird. I eat way, way more in Colombia.
in
And
Colombia.
and my weight or stays the same or just like no, I don't gain weight.
No change.
No change.
I think, well, definitely part of it for me is when I go back here in Japan, hamburgers are so small
Yeah.
and they're really, really healthy. So it doesn't even taste like a hamburger to me.
Yeah.
So once we go back home, it's a hamburger for lunch, hamburger for dinners, pizza, Mexican food,
There you go.
Panda Express, all that good stuff.
There you go.
So where would be if you fighting in all of your fights have been in the States, right?
No, I did one in Colombia, one in Costa Rica, and the rest here.
Oh, okay. Pro fights in Colombia and Costa Rica?
Yeah, my first pro fight was
Oh, okay. So what other country would you like to fight in?
Brazil.
In Brazil.
That's my one of my dreams. I mean, many other countries, but Brazil for sure is one in my head.
To go and fight, definitely.
Yeah.
So, all right. Really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Sorry about the time, but I do have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, no problem. I really appreciate it. So we'll look forward to your upcoming fight for sure.
Yeah. And
All right.
the next one, we can do maybe another one before the fight.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be great. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.